Seemingly Goku could suppress Piccolo now, as well as use Super Saiyan for himself with no issues. A purified version of it. Will Piccolo find a way to escape? We'll be seeing all that and more in the 6th part of What If Goku Was Piccolo's Vessel. Piccolo spends some time thinking to himself. He could just try and use Gohan as a vessel at some point. He's always thought of doing that, but he needs to actually escape first. Gohan does have a pure heart, so he would work just like Goku, but Gohan wouldn't have the control of Goku. It would be like using a similar body, essentially. The reason he's even thinking of this is because he knows with Goku, even though the pure heart seals him, he knows he can manifest himself in this body to some extent, and that it can handle his presence. Gohan should be able to handle his presence without dying, and all he has to do is go into Gohan's body and then manifest there, and he'll be completely free. It'll be perfect. The next time he's freed, he's gonna do that. Just like the last part, everyone continues living a normal life. Goten's eventually born too. And before Piccolo felt like he missed out by not transferring himself to Gohan, but here he realized that would not be a good idea. He could have transferred himself to Goten, but then he'd be stuck in a baby's body when Goten was born. He's waiting for a better opportunity. He knows it's on the horizon. Goku continues working on his version of Super Saiyan, eventually fully mastering it, and at some point even going beyond it, now with his own pure version of Super Saiyan 2. Gohan unlocks Super Saiyan for himself at some point, and Vegeta's trying to catch up to Goku. Gohan's falling a little farther behind because he doesn't really have the motivation to fight here, but Goku is still trying to train him because first of all he's round, and second of all, he wants someone who could fight him if Piccolo is freed again. Well, as many people as possible. He already has other people like Tien and Krillin. Point being, it kind of balances out with Gohan. He's not training more, and he's not training less. It's pretty comparable to normal. Goku's pure Super Saiyan 2 also has some weird side effects. Unbeknownst to him, his attacks have an oddly purifying magic to them. It buffs him in a way and gives him an advantage against Evil Ki. To some extent, at least. He can also innately use magic somewhat, as well as regeneration at this point. It seems he has near perfect control of all of Piccolo's abilities. And Kami is really helping a lot with this too. And with his regular Super Saiyan form, since it's mastered at this point, he tries to use Kaioken with it, which is incredibly stressful, but with his regeneration, it actually works. So he has pure Super Saiyan 2, and then on top of that is Super Kaioken, which actually is above Super Saiyan 2, but still very strenuous, so he doesn't really use it too much. But if he needs extra power, he can use that. Of course, this time period is supposed to be the 7-year time skip. So at the end of it, we get to the Buu Saga tournament. Pretty much every character is still around besides Android 18 and Piccolo. Not King Piccolo, the other Piccolo. We'll say Tien enters the tournament in Android 18's place, and as for Piccolo, well, it could be anyone. Doesn't really matter because the tournament gets crashed anyways. Spopovich and Yamu are there, and of course they're focused on Goku of all people. From what they know, his power is pretty interesting, and Babidi really wants to steal energy from him. Of course, Shin and Kibito are there too, and Shin changes up the tournament and has Goku fight Kibito first. Gohan and Videl would probably still meet, and she's definitely in this tournament. Thankfully, she doesn't have to fight Spopovich, because instead they're focused on Goku, so they have to find out some way to anger him and bring out his full power. So to do that, Spopovich tries to fight Gohan first, which ends very poorly. He's knocked out pretty much immediately. Spopovich was hoping to beat him down so Goku would get angry and show some more power. So Kibito has to work on something else. He asks Goku to show his full strength. He wants to see everything he's capable of, and he convinces Goku to go into Super Saiyan 2. Spopovich and Yamu jump in and then steal his energy. Piccolo almost tries to use this to escape, but then he realizes that's not going to work at all. What they stole from Goku is his pure energy, as in the purified energy. If King Piccolo went with that, he'd probably be expunged. And he doubts they're going to have any use with that energy unless they're trying to do something good, which they definitely aren't. So he hangs back for now. This could be an opportunity to escape, but not specifically using that. Shin and Kibito are actually completely undercover here because there's no Piccolo there to actually tell them who they are. That's Kami's knowledge. He's on the lookout still. So Shin and Kibito introduce themselves, explain what's going on, and then they follow Spopovich and Yamu to Babidi's ship. It's just Goku that goes though, although Vegeta decides to tag along. They've actually already finished their respective matches. Vegeta fought some random humans, so it was a pretty lopsided match. They both have time to spare. Babidi kills Spopovich and Yamu and takes the energy they got, and sends Dabur out to fight everyone. He goes against Goku. But as Babidi feeds the energy to Buu's egg, he sees that it's not actually doing anything. There's a ton of energy in here, but it's not helping Buu. Since the energy is purified, he can't really use it. Weirdly enough, the fight between Goku and Dabur is giving energy. But still, that's so slow compared to this. If he were able to use this energy for Buu, it would have been like 70% of what he needed. But the purifying nature of it means it doesn't work. He needs to rely on having an actual fight against Goku. It seems like stealing it right from the source won't work. Unless he does it with someone like Vegeta. He didn't account for this. He didn't know Goku had that kind of power. Dabur's fight gives some power, but it's really quick, especially because Shin tells Goku to make it quick. Dabur is defeated and Babidi barely got any energy from it. He needs another method, and he needs one really quickly. So he does the only thing he could think of. He tries to possess Vegeta. He doubts it'll work because even if they fight, it's probably going to end quickly. He needs to at least try it though. And thankfully, Vegeta does give in. Deep down, he still does want to see Piccolo manifest. He wants to test his limits. He kind of wants to go back to his old self. And that's when Babidi notices what's inside of Goku too. and he tries to do the same with Goku. Goku watches helplessly as Vegeta transforms, but then he starts feeling strange too. Babidi's not attacking Goku's mind, he's attacking Goku's heart, the seal used for Piccolo. He's trying to empower him, to free him somehow. Shin and Kibito watch on mortified, especially because Goku can't do anything. He goes into Super Saiyan 2 and tries to use that power to suppress everything, but Babidi's magic is emboldening Piccolo. Vegeta's transformation completes and he watches as Goku starts to transform too. Babidi promised that he'd have a fight with Piccolo, and he's getting exactly that. That extra pair of eyes appears on Goku's face again, and then he undergoes the same transformation he went a while ago, with Piccolo fully manifesting and taking control of the body. Piccolo is free again. It feels so good after so long, and it looks like he already has a great opponent. The fight between Goku Daimao versus Majin Vegeta commences. This is going to be a long and tough battle. Of course, with Piccolo finally free again, he wants to take the opportunity to take over someone else's body. He promised himself he'd do this again and he wouldn't waste time. Unfortunately, Gohan's not around. That was going to be his target, but maybe he could do something else here. That's why he doesn't kill or defeat Vegeta right away. As for Vegeta, he's stronger under the spell, and to make the fight more balanced, Babidi didn't bring out any extra power from Goku. Piccolo is not under the spell, this is just Piccolo. He has no Majin symbol on his head and he doesn't have any extra awakened power. This way Babidi could drag out the fight for longer. They fight to their heart's content, but Piccolo's really just trying to wear Vegeta down. He doesn't know if this will work, but he at least has to try. Honestly, this might be the better option for him. What he's planning on doing is trying to take over Vegeta's body now. With Gohan, he knows this would have worked. But here, Piccolo can only see 3 outcomes. 1. He stays in Goku's body and eventually gets trapped in here again. Goku is definitely going to regain control soon. 2. He jumps into Vegeta's body, and Vegeta dies instantly, not being able to handle this, which would also kill Piccolo, and they could just revive Vegeta. Or the third option. He jumps into Vegeta's body, and Vegeta can maintain it, but he has absolutely no control over Piccolo, and Piccolo could just commandeer his body as he wants. Even with the risk of the second option, he wants to see if the third option is possible. Once Vegeta's worn out, Piccolo thanks him for the fight, and a weird green energy starts surrounding both of them. While inside of Goku, he's been doing a lot of mental training, trying to use magic as a means to escape. What he's done here is essentially make his own Mafuba, one that lets him transfer his soul to another body. Essentially, Ginyu's body chains combined with a Mafuba, one that could transfer him to Vegeta. Shin and Kibito aren't sure what to do, they can't really get involved here. They don't have the power for it. When Piccolo starts doing this, they try and use their own magic to stop it, but they don't exactly know what Piccolo's doing, so they don't have a direct counter. There's a brilliant green glow. The two of them shield their eyes. All that's left behind is a massive crater. Quickly they walk up to it and see Goku laying there, unconscious, with Vegeta also unconscious too. But then Vegeta wakes up. He grabs his head and then he smiles. This is really weird to get adjusted to, but it looks like it worked. Goku wakes up not long after and he feels relieved, like a huge weight was lifted off his shoulders. He, Shin, and Kibito look over at Vegeta, who then powers up. But what they're looking at isn't Vegeta. The Majin symbol on his head starts glowing red, and an extra set of eyes opens on his face. It's like what Goku looked like against Raditz. This is the partially manifested Vegeta Daimao. Piccolo's body swap worked. He now has control over Vegeta's body, and it looks like Vegeta is not going to regain control. Instantly he launches at Goku to fight him. Quickly Kibito tries to heal Goku and he gets up, defending against the attack. Even though he's in his purified Super Saiyan 2, it's not really doing too much. He lost some power from this, but Vegeta gained power. It's Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, with the Majin buff on top of that, with Piccolo's buff on top of that too. Goku is essentially a slightly stronger Super Saiyan 2, and Piccolo's wasting no time. He's trying to kill Goku here. Goku can feel that he still has some of the innate powers that he got from Piccolo, like that regeneration and magic, which means he could probably use Super Kaioken. That's all he could really rely on here. Usually he only does this in Super Saiyan, but he's going to try it in Super Saiyan 2, activating Kaioken times 4 on top of it. It's painful, but it's working, and Goku temporarily gets the boost in power that lets him fight Majin Vegeta, or rather Majin Vegeta Daimao. All this time was Piccolo planning on doing this, and Piccolo says he wasn't really sure. He initially wanted to do this with Gohan, but this worked perfectly fine, so he might as well keep this body. He thought Vegeta would die from this, but it worked. Ever since he first saw Vegeta, he did think about this, even though Vegeta wasn't his primary candidate for it. Soon enough, he'll have full control over Vegeta's body, and then he could fully reincarnate as the normal King Piccolo. Goku needs to stop him before that happens. Not too far away is Gohan. The second he started sensing this fight, he decided to fly over. And now things are getting really bad, so he starts flying faster, realizing that they might need his help. It feels like his dad and Vegeta are fighting, but something's different about both of their energies. Suddenly there's a huge shift, and they don't feel like their normal selves. The second Gohan arrives, he sees Vegeta extend an arm out, penetrating right through Goku's chest, and then with his other arm, he charges a powerful Big Bang attack. Goku tries to regenerate, but it's already too late. He tells Shin and Kibito to get out of here and find Gohan, as the Big Bang attack engulfs him, killing him. He was so preoccupied, he didn't even notice Gohan's energy nearby. And the second Gohan sees this, He's blinded by rage, instantly powering into Super Saiyan 2, launching him towards Vegeta at immense speed, hitting him with a powerful kick right in the face. He actually thinks he's attacking Vegeta right now. He doesn't know why he'd kill Goku, but that doesn't matter. He goes in to fight him regardless. But the second he gets a closer look at Vegeta's face, it all makes sense. He's not fighting Vegeta. His rage grows even further. Vegeta's been taken over by Piccolo. The two start clashing. Piccolo has lost some strength by this point. Yeah, he did recover in Vegeta's body, but he is running out of stamina a bit. Vegeta had his tough fight with Goku, and then Piccolo had to fight Goku. Gohan is pretty much at full health. Plus, he has a huge boost from his rage right now. And because of that, the two are actually fighting somewhat evenly. He didn't realize Gohan had this much power. And you know, part of him contemplates trying to jump into Gohan's body, but he's not going to do that just for a little bit of extra power. Especially with the risk of Gohan suppressing him like Goku does. He even tells Gohan this. He initially wanted to take his body, but after all of what just happened, he's going to keep this one. Although he does compliment Gohan's power, he didn't realize his rage would help him grow that much. It's almost on the level of Super Kaioken too. But just like Super Kaioken, it's probably fleeting. Shin wonders what his next course of action should be, but they were so focused on the fight that they completely forgot. This whole time Babidi has been gathering energy, and everyone on the battlefield feels a huge ominous presence, and another fighter flies over. Majin Buu has been freed. Piccolo has a huge smile on his face, or Vegeta's face. He actually forgot about this too, but this'll be fun. Majin Buu might be a worthy opponent, especially because he could probably use his powers somehow. He never even thought of that. With this brief distraction, Shin then teleports over to Gohan and then brings him back to Babidi. Gohan says he still wants to fight and tells Shin not to get in the way, but Shin says they need to retreat. Gohan's still feeling his rage at the moment, but then something clicks with him too. He can't even kill Piccolo here. Like, even if he had the power to do that, Piccolo dying would mean Kami dies and they don't have the Dragon Balls here. They could just go to Namek, but they don't want to bring Piccolo there too. That could be even worse. They need to think of something else, especially because they can't even kill Piccolo right now. So Shin, Kibito, and Gohan teleport away, going to the tournament and meeting with Tien and Krillin, at the request of Gohan. They then go to the lookout and get Kami, and the six of them go to the Sacred World of Kai's. Piccolo's glad that Brat finally got out of his way, as he eyes down Babidi and Buu in front of him. Babidi is pretty surprised to see this transformation, but he has no use for Piccolo or Vegeta anymore, so he's gonna have Buu kill them. Thankfully they can kill two birds with one stone because they're both of the same body. But Piccolo says he's not even close to done yet. An intense aura surrounds him. He starts putting immense stress on his body, and Babidi wonders what he's doing. Is he just powering up? It's not gonna do anything against Buu. There's only one way Piccolo can ensure complete control over this body. It's if he gets his old body back. Once more, this is something he planned for in his mental training. He couldn't necessarily do this with Goku because of his control on his body, but with Vegeta, he's completely taken over by now. He starts growing in size. With a combination of his regeneration and magic, his appearance begins changing too. This is incredibly painful for him. He's destroying Vegeta's body from the inside out, but in its place, regenerating something much better. The Majin symbol disappears from his head. His extra set of eyes close, and then he starts morphing even more severely. When the transformation completes, standing there in all his glory is King Piccolo, back to his normal self in his regular body. He's finally free at last. This is going to be a lot of fun for him. And with that, we end off here for now. What did you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts or ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me I want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.